like this.
Welcome to Let's Do Lunch. I'm Linda Levin, CEO of Elder Source, the area agency on aging and the Aging and Disability Resource Center for Northeast Florida.
And hi, I'm Justine Conley with AARP First Coast, and we are glad that you are here. We've been here since August doing these 30-minute free live events around different topics that interest you as the 50 plus. And so we have done some fun things as well as some educational things. We have done Medicaid patrol, how to protect yourself from Medicaid fraud. We've done protect the 50 plus vote. How do you make sure you are counted in your decade with the census? We've also done yoga, and we're still practicing some of that. We have also done Italian cooking, which was fun. We've also worked on your own little masterpiece. How does art evoke joy? And so as you can see, we are here, hopefully providing a fun and informational time for you. And so with that, I turn it over to Linda.
Thank you, Justine. And I want to remind everybody that you could check out the previous programs we've done by going to the ARP or the Elder Source Facebook pages and YouTube. So please feel free to go back to those. And I have to tell you, Justine, I don't know about you, but I still make pizza from that we learned how to make from the cooking class. And I still do the stretching that we learned in our chair yoga
I did
class.
This morning.
Right? It's great. And then I even started doing watercolor painting that Hope from Yellow House showed us. And I make cards that I send to people. So we're
Wow.
sharing we're sharing a whole bunch of things with people that are great for you to do during this time. So I hope you're also taking advantage. And today is another great opportunity. Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, the use of robotic pets with people living with dementia or Alzheimer's disease. And we want to welcome Alexandra Hansley from the Department of Elder Affairs. She is the director of Livable Florida. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Linda. And thank you, Christine. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, Florida, we know, is working towards becoming an age friendly state, right? And so, how did the robotic pets, that program, get started in Florida?
Great question. That is an easy one. So our secretary here at the Department of Elder Affairs is Secretary Richard Prudhomme. And before the pandemic, we would all travel throughout the state, go to counties, go to a lot of the different counties in Florida, and of course, attend a lot of the conferences. So these animatronic or robotic pets were featured during one of these conferences. Being the visionary that Secretary Prudhomme is, of course, he went up and asked several hundred, maybe, questions regarding the pets and the program and the founder and how it started. And so he just kind of filed that away. And then fast forward to, unfortunately, March 2020, when the pandemic hit and our world changed very quickly. Our secretary thought, what is something we could do immediately for our citizens of Florida, especially our vulnerable older population? And that's how this program and this partnership came to be.
Wonderful. So one of the things that we are looking at with ARP, with Elder Source, is this pandemic time that a lot of folks are talking about being lonely. And so tell us how will this program fit into that, or how will it help that person who is dealing with loneliness or isolation or any of those kinds of things?
Absolutely. So what I think these robotic pets really do, they fill a void. So they're filling a void for those that are socially isolated from their family, from their friends, whether they're in a long-term care facility or whether they are at home by themselves. Just really those vulnerable folks. It's helping to fill a void. I mean, no one wants to be alone, regardless of your age, regardless of your circumstance. The one thing about this pandemic, it's affected us across every socioeconomic spectrum. So whether, whether you're in a facility or you're at home by yourself, it really helps fill that void of loneliness.
So Alexandra, would you say that some dementia in particular, that person is the ideal candidate for this pet to provide them with some love and companionship, right? The person with dementia is probably the ideal candidate for this?
Yes. Anyone with Alzheimer's disease or related dementia or a cognitive impairment. Yes.
Great. And about how many have you given out so far? Do you know?
Actually, I do. Yes, I can answer that. So as of the 1st of February, we have given out 5,818 throughout the state of Florida. So yes, and I have roughly 600 or so in the queue waiting right now to be shipped out.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So this is a question at this, a follow-up. Is there a limit to how many you all can send out or will send out? Because I know after this, a lot of folks are going to be trying to figure out, how do I get this?
Exactly. So currently, this initiative is funded through the CARES Act funding. So that is our partnership with this, and this is how this initiative started. We are absolutely looking under every rock and exploring all possibilities, how to sustain this initiative for the remainder of the year. However, right now, we'll go through it later, how you can order these and what the process is.
Okay. So that was a question, but it was just popped into my head. But so we've talked a lot about this pet. So for the moment we've been waiting for, can we bring her or him on so that we can see a demo?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that. So we have, our robotic pet program, we have cats and dogs, because I am not going to side with whether the cat people and the dog people. I'm going to stay out of that. So I have today a pup, and I've named him George. So this is George. And okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him on later, and then you will, if you would like me to wait, and then you can see how he works. But you can either have him in off, or you can have him on mute if you need some quiet time, or you can turn him on and hear the full effect. So this is George.
Let's see it. Let's see
Okay.
it go. Yeah.
Let's see George operate.
Okay, so you just reach under his little belly. It's a little piece of Velcro. It's very easy.
Oh, and every dog likes their belly tickled, including
Exactly.
George.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you can hear him panting.
His little tail is wagging too.
Oh, his eyes close. Look at him.
So he's got the sweetest little, isn't he sweet?
Oh, he turns his head to you.
Yes. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, George.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't he cute?
That's
Now, this
awesome.
is a dog that I could take care of. I could do this. I
Exactly.
could do this.
And
You don't
his
have-
little, you all can't see his little tail, but it's very cute, and it waggles.
Oh my goodness. And we don't have to take him for a walk, and we don't have to clean up the mess. And for your cats, we don't have to worry about litter, and it's hyperallergenic, all these wonderful benefits.
Exactly. He's a maintenance, adorable. He's an adorable little pumpkin. So
Who is more popular, the cats or the dogs?
I thought that question was going to come up. So, they're in the state of Florida. There seem to be about 75% pup fans and about 25% cat lovers. So about 3/4 to 1/4. So,
Interesting.
yes.
That makes
And
sense.
How can you tell that this program is successful, Alexandra? How do we know that?
Okay, that is a very easy question. We actually have on our department's website, we have published just a handful of the testimonials we've received from the department's initiatives through this pandemic. So that link, I think, will be provided. And then also, I have some personal stories that I have met with some of these constituents or spoken to them on the phone. They've emailed, we've emailed back, we've communicated. And so one of the stories, just from the feedback, is I was contacted by a wife. Her husband is in a long care facility. And so she said that he's been there for a year. He's very lonely, really severely depressed, more depressed. And she said, I can't hold his hand, but I can do this. I can provide one of these pets. So she said, will you please reach out to the manager of the facility? Absolutely. Picked up the phone right away. Found out that there were 20 folks in this long-term care facility. We turned around and mailed 20 animals to the facility, and the feedback was unbelievable. It was the look on the on folks' face when they receive something unexpected, out of the blue, and just a companion that they could have with them. Because as we know, in long-term care facilities, it's still very difficult to interact the way we did pre-pandemic. So that's just one story. I could go on and on with several personal stories. However,
I am sure you can. And so we want to remind folks that if you have a question, we can get those answered for you. Put the question in the chat. And I just want to do just follow up, just because I am just so enamored. One of the things I know, they've done research and find that a pet offers a great companion for people who are lonely, who are depressed, who are not responding. And so what better time than the pandemic than to be able to have a robotic pet as an option. So are these free?
Yes, they are. It's the department pays for these with the vendor. So the Ageless Innovations. So we pay our vendor, and they're free to the vulnerable and the folks in Florida currently that need them. Yes.
Do you have any kind of criterion that folks have to fill out or whatever in order to qualify or be able to get a pet?
It is a very simple form. We do not ask a lot of complex or a lot of personal information. A lot of that is not required. It is a basic form with your name, your address, if you which you prefer, a cat or a dog. And what we do on the back end, of course, we vet that address accordingly. If it's a facility, we'll reach out to the facility manager. So we will have some conversations. However, there's no specific, you do not have to be a specific age or specifically it's not very regimented. It's really for the whole population. So we try and just meet those needs.
That's great. And where can they get that form to fill that out, Alexandra?
Okay, perfect. That is on our Department of Elder Affairs website. So if you go on the site, it will take you to our homepage, and we can also provide